Hi, welcome to Freedom Makers. I'm Amanda. I'm going to wait a few minutes and see if anybody hops on. This is kind of impromptu, it's not scheduled. I have been thinking about doing this video for like 3 or 4 days. I was going to do it at 1 week, but I had some issues that I had to deal with, and so that wasn't possible. So I am doing a live stream now. We are 10 days after surgery, and I am finally on the road to recovery. We've had a couple hiccups, and I've had to take care of a few things. Bandana Grandma, hi! Did you get my email? I sent you a thank you card. So that's one thing I wanted to talk about, actually, is you guys. I wanted to send out a big thank you because you guys have been so generous. Some of you have sent me messages. I've had some emails. Okay, yes, go look for it because I sent you a thank you card. Some of you have sent money to my PayPal. A few have reached out and asked for my mailing address and sent me like a card, and that has been just amazing, and so I'm just really appreciative. I've been very touched by that. I did not expect any of that, and just the love you guys have showered on me, and the prayers and well wishes and everything has just been phenomenal, and it's just been very touching, and so I want to thank you guys for all of that. I did have some issues with some medications, 2 medications now, post-surgery. And so the first kind of had me out of my head, and it was not good. Sunshine's playing in front of me at her little playhouse. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you can see her in her playhouse. But I've had some issues with some medications. We have a deal. You gotta be quiet while I'm doing this. Hi, Christine. So anyway, I've had some hiccups with medications. The other one like made me feel so drunk that I felt like I couldn't focus. I was walking crooked. That doesn't make any sense, but I was walking crooked. And I was like walking into stuff. It was very dangerous, and I only took that once, and I was like, nope, can't do this. I also had an infection. Oh my goodness, I didn't know I had Super Chat on. Thank you, Pamela. I appreciate that very much. Thank you so much. So yes, Anna, thank you. I'm glad I'm outside too. It's just been a huge blessing to have such a pretty day. I don't venture very much farther than the carport behind our house because I'm not standing for very long at a time yet. I've not just had a hysterectomy, I have had a overhaul of my entire abdomen. So we'll talk about that in a minute, but after all the issues with medications, I had an infection, and it set in about 2 days after surgery, and so we're thinking that there was probably something at the hospital that wasn't sanitary for infection to have set in so quickly. I wasn't out of the hospital but a day, I think, before that happened. I stayed over one night, and Monday morning I had to call my doctor. I was like, something's not right, I don't feel right, and so she had me come in and gave me an antibiotic. I think today was my last day, or tomorrow, last day to take the antibiotic, and I still kind of feel like it's not all gone, and so I'm going to call her tomorrow morning and see about that, but hopefully we can get that squared away really fast. Other than that, it's just been a lot of soreness and stuff. I am not on the narcotics anymore. I don't like to stay on pain medication for any longer than I have to because it makes me feel terrible, just kind of crazy. I don't like the feeling of being high or whatever, and so right now I'm just doing Tylenol and ibuprofen as needed and just kind of battling it out. But like I said, it wasn't just a regular hysterectomy. I had a lot of fell into normal in a couple weeks. I had severe endometriosis, which is why we did this surgery, and because I've had 2 previous surgeries, I had a lot of scar tissue, and so my doctor said that clear up to my diaphragm, I was covered in endo and scar tissue. And so a lot of my organs were almost fused together because there was so much scar tissue kind of binding a lot of my insides together. And so she took pictures during the surgery, but somehow they didn't save. So I only had one picture, and it was post-surgery, like right before they sewed me up and everything, showing the end result. So that was kind of neat to see, but I was disappointed that I couldn't see the actual issues, but she described them to me and did show me just a generic picture and like pointed out where different things were. So hopefully she got it all. I mean, there's never a guarantee, but she did get everything she saw. When I had surgery about 10 years ago, I was told that there was an area that was inoperable. She was able to operate in that area, so I'm so grateful that the technology, I guess, is a little better, and maybe it was just the surgeon's hand that was a little better, and she was able to get that. So that was a huge blessing to hear, and hopefully after a couple more weeks, I will be able to return to normal. So I was surprised to hear that I had so much in my abdomen that had been fused together. That was really surprising to me. I knew in certain areas, thank you, Diana. I knew in certain areas it would be worse just because pain was worse in those areas. So my left side was worse than my right side, things like that. And so the areas that I had told her were more painful are the areas that she was able to detect more endometriosis and more scar tissue. So it's funny how, like, you know what's happening inside, and so if a doctor ever tells you that you don't know what you're talking about or whatever, you need to go find somebody else, because you can feel things inside, you know your body. And so I had told doctors for a long time and kind of given up for years, just because I didn't feel like anybody could help me. One doctor actually told me, unless you have a cold, don't come back because I can't help you anymore. So I've had a rough time with, hi Stacy, thank you. I've had kind of a rough time just with the medical profession in general. I don't particularly like modern medicine. I would rather go like old school with some herbs and some oils and do things more naturally. I did have one medication that I was able to get off of because I started using a natural remedy. I was having severe nausea, and for like the first 6 days I didn't eat a thing. It was hard to even choke down like bone broth. I was just very nauseous, and it was not happy making at all. And so my doctor, she put me on let's do this later, sweetie. You might knock mommy in the head. Don't get your finger. Move your finger. I got it. Okay. You're welcome. There was a medication, sorry guys, real life, that she put me on to help with nausea so that I could start to eat, and I took it for about a day and a half, and I realized, I was like, what are you doing? Like, why are you doing this? Why are you not doing something natural? So I thought about ginger, and I have some dried ginger, and I made a tea a couple times, but doTERRA just came out with ginger drops. It's like a cough drop, kind of. It's like it looks just like a cough drop, but it's got a drop of ginger in it, and so I used that instead. They just came out with them, and mine came in, I guess, a couple days after that. And so I used that, and it helped so much. I still am dealing with some nausea just randomly. It's not really even about food now. It's just kind of a random spot of nausea, probably as a side effect to something. And those ginger drops are helping extremely well. So if you have any issues with nausea, I'd recommend those. You can see, or I don't think I have a link or anything below right now, but if you guys want to know more about the ginger drops, you can email me, or leave a comment or something, and I'll leave you a link of where you can get those. So those have helped a lot, and so right now I'm only taking the ibuprofen and Tylenol, and so that's just a huge blessing. I'm really relieved to kind of start to see a light at the end of the tunnel. I did make dinner for the first time today, and so that was really fun. Yesterday I kind of overdid it and tried to do more than I probably should have. And so today I was a little sore, more sore than yesterday. But I rested in between. I actually put a stool in the kitchen so that I could sit down, and like I made some chicken. Thank you, Bandana Grandma. I appreciate your prayers. So I did chicken in a skillet, and I'd sit down, and then I'd flip it and I'd sit down. And so that was really helpful, just to have a stool in the kitchen. And we had green beans, and I made mashed sweet potatoes, and that was dinner. So it was really yummy. And it was easy to kind of throw together. I was really grateful to think up something, you know, that was easy to do. I'm trying to also kind of think of things to do that are stationary. So I have a very hard time just sitting, and she wants me to be to rest as much as I can for the next 2 weeks. So that to me is a challenge. If you've ever had an illness that makes you like bedridden or like on bed rest, I was on bed rest at the end of my pregnancy, and I was just kind of went stir crazy. I am not the kind of person to just sit around. And so it's been really hard for me to think up some things. I think tomorrow I may pull out some crochet. I have a couple projects that I just haven't finished, and I can tuck those away for this coming winter. We have been making some diffuser jewelry. I recently put a few more items on our Etsy store. I put it on vacation mode there for a little while because I was like, I don't even want to think about this right now, but it's off vacation mode now. And Sunshine and I are probably going to do some more of that here pretty soon. We've been watching a lot of TV, honestly, and I am not crazy about that because I don't like TV. Like, that's not me at all. But for now, I am doing everything I can just to keep myself settled. Puzzles and good book movies. Yes, those are good ideas. Puzzles, I haven't thought about that. We have done a lot of coloring too, and reading. And it's been great because Sunshine has been awesome throughout all this. She is an amazing kid. Hands down my favorite person in the whole entire world. And so we've done a lot of reading and just kind of snuggling and just hanging out. And it's been really good. So, you're good. You're good. Just try again. She's playing. So I've also been thinking about, I've got some oregano, and I'll probably post an Instagram picture of my oregano. It's totally gone crazy. And so I'm thinking about, just a minute, baby. I'm thinking about selling some of that on our Etsy store. Just like uprooting some of that and selling. Because we have an overabundance of it and I can't get to it and harvest it right now. And so Dad has offered to kind of pull some of that up for me and I can mail that out. So we may do some of that. Can you go play for me for just a few more minutes? And then you can tell me. And so if you guys are, my point was, if you guys are interested in oregano from here, let me know in the comments. And if that's something you guys are interested in, I might add that to the Etsy store. I think that was all I was going to tell you guys. So thank you guys so much. Like I said earlier in the stream, thank you guys so much for the cards you've sent, and the PayPal amount was, well, I was really surprised that anybody sent that. I do not remember if it's Mexican oregano or not. I will have to look because I have all the specifics written down in the house. I can let you know though. But anyway, you guys have absolutely blown me away with your love and support and just showered me with blessings, and it's just been remarkable. So thank you guys so much for being part of my community, part of my YouTube family. I really appreciate that, and I will catch you guys later. Oh, before I do, hang on, let me get up. Our green stalk is doing really well, and I thought I would show you guys some of what's happening here. I love you too. I'll give her a hug from you. We have our lettuce is growing. We did put in some flowers. So this is beside our pepper plant, these pretty little flowers. And down here we have, if I can move the camera, some kale and more peppers and collards. And then this is, if I can, yeah, some parsley. And then up here is spinach all the way around the top. In the, if I can, there we go. In the swimming pool here, we had planted zinnias. They never came up, so I think I need to fertilize in that bed. And we did spinach around the border, and I only see 2 that have come up. Yes, I actually purchased a car, my first car on my own actually, a couple months ago. And so that was really exciting. I don't know, that was kind of a random question. But yes, I do have a car. But for a long time, when I had traveled, we had used my mom's. So, because they had an extra vehicle for a little while that we used. But yeah, that was a random question. Anyway, I just wanted to show you guys the green stalk. We really love the green stalk, and we're probably going to invest in another one at some point in the future. And then when Sunshine and I do move to our forever property, we're going to want one of those on our porch too. It's been really helpful. And no, I will not. Anyway, it's been really great. We really love the green stalk. It's easy to harvest from. It's easy to water. We've had a lot of rain lately, and so it's kind of watered itself. And so So there you have it. And I can list the link to that in the description box below. It's not actually my affiliate link. It is Wanda's from Deep South Homestead. She introduced us to the green stalks, and so that's where we got the idea to get that. Yes, Anna, thank you. Thank you. So I'm going to let you guys go, and we are going to I'm going to sit back down and let Sunshine play for a little while. Just a minute, sweetie. I'll watch you in a minute. And thank you guys so much for stopping by. I appreciate each of you, and I love it when you guys stop by and talk with me for a few minutes. And I hope you guys have an awesome evening. Bye, guys. There we go. I always forget how to turn it off, guys. Bye. Y'all have a great one.